Hello and welcome wherever you're on the world. Yes, this is the McLaren Shadow Mexico GP Watch Along with me, your host, Julia Hardy. Welcome, one and all. I'm very excited to be here with you guys. Actually, with some people to watch F1. It's not just me on my couch alone eating a packet of crisps, sadly, alone. I've actually got some friends with us. We're joined today with WillNE and Max Fewtrell, who, this is such an exciting race. Guys, how are you doing? I'm very happy you're here.
Oh, good.
Very good. Very good indeed.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be quite exciting. I mean, the atmosphere so far of like the Mexican Grand Prix has been amazing. I mean, you must have been, watching some of the stuff beforehand, before the race, and it just sounds like one big party. Why are we not there? I'll throw that over to you, Max. Why aren't we there?
I actually don't know why I'm not there, to be honest.
What?
I was out in Austin and thought I could have just stayed over there and just took a little flight to Mexico. So probably not my best decision to come back to London. I'm not going to lie. It does look good fun.
Will, have you ever been to Mexico?
I have not been to Mexico, but it looks absolutely fantastic, especially some of the costumes they've backed out here. It looks like an absolutely brilliant atmosphere.
It does look pretty amazing. I mean, the track itself, the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, let me say that right.
Well, go on.
I know. Go on then. So it's in Mexico City, obviously, but it is. Let me get this right. It is 2,285 meters above sea level, which means that actually the air is 22% thinner as well. So there's going to have like huge kind of impact on obviously like the speed of the car. There's less air particles. I literally learned that today. Less air particles. There we go. A little bit less. And obviously, like the cooling of like the brakes and the tires. There's lots of other things. And I've actually been to Mexico City for a job once. I was doing some stuff with Xbox and that. And in the gym, in the hotel, it basically says, don't because of the elevation, like it can really affect. And I was like, yeah, whatever. I'm really fit and it's totally fine. I ran for like 10 minutes and I nearly passed out. Really? So it's legit real, this altitude thing. So it's not just the cars, but it's also the drivers that are going to be like literally walking from one room, to from behind the scenes to set. I was getting there out of breath. It's crazy. Yeah. I mean, have you guys...
It does really affect the performance of the cars as well.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the drivers, they say, I spoke to Lando about when he drives around Mexico, just the grip's so much less and it's just tough. It's a really tough track to nail the lap and I don't know, just there's so much less grip. Because they run so much more wing than say they would for this normal layout, but they have so much less downforce from that same amount of wing angle.
And then DRS also is a chunk less effective as well, right? Because it's just
because the air's thinner, so they're punching kind of less of a hole, and
good stuff.
It's all just a bit less, really.
Looking like it's going to be a bit of a mixy one.
Well, I mean, we can see from the qualifying as well. That was a little bit on the spicy side. So, what are we thinking? Are we starting to see is it getting a bit 2021 in here? What's going on?
Oh, I mean, I'm missing those days. I'm missing the long. Yeah. The long title battle. I feel like you miss it with those last few races, but alas, I'm excited for this one. Ferrari's not maybe where you'd expect them to be, and especially with Bottas in the middle. It should be quite nice to see
Where's
how
Bottas come from?
I know. All of a sudden, it's just like old school. All right.
Yeah.
The days.
Fair play. The Alpha.
Yeah. It's been really, really good, and obviously, I would also say, you've got Sainz there, who's starting in 5th, and then you've got Russell obviously in 2nd, and obviously after what happened last GP, I mean they're quite close to each other potentially for something interesting maybe to happen, repercussions. I don't know.
It's a long old run down to that first corner.
Yeah,
we'll see. They normally try and avoid doing that twice. Back-to-back weekends, so I think they'll be all right. Hopefully, for the sake of the race, we need as many cars involved as possible.
It's very, very true.
Sorry.
No, I was going to say really quickly, we've got some fast facts for you. So if you want to pop those up on the screen. So let's take a look at the facts. All right. So, yeah, so we were talking about this a little bit before. 7,500 feet, highest circuit on the F1 calendar. As we were talking about that. I mean, it's having to adapt, Max, like between the different tracks and not just like, what the track is, but then all these other things. It must be like a really big thing to sort of have to like take on board and, factor in.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, track to track's a whole different thing. Each weekend you have to focus on different points in your driving and for the car, etc. So, yeah, that's why Friday's so important and just getting the feel for that track on that particular weekend. So that those practice sessions, if you have problems or miss out, you really do feel it because it's so vital to get those laps in before quali, because quali, you go out the pits, you crawl around, and you do one push lap, so you have to nail it straight away in qualifying. And
the pressure. Oh man. Okay. So here we go. Yeah. So Will, you were just talking about this. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Look at this. Half mile. So the run between pole position to the first braking zone is the longest on this season's F1 calendar at a half of a mile. 9.6 seconds.
Don't you? It always seems to be. There's an incident at the first corner. I can't remember how many years ago it was where Lewis just completely ran across the first corner. Max's great move at the start of last year. It should be a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always because they always change positions with the straight being that long. So I don't know. The Red Bull is very fast down the straight, but I doubt Max is going to be leading into turn one, or he's definitely going to be defending. That's for sure.
Okay, let's look at that third fast fact for us. And second. So McLaren is the joint second most successful team in the history of the Mexican Grand Prix. So no pressure, but they better do brilliantly. Come on, guys.
Exactly. They need to keep that up.
Come on.
Yeah. Come through.
Should be right. Not looking too bad this weekend.
No. Norris is in 8th, and I think Danny Rick's 11th, I think.
11th, yes.
That's right. I'm really excited. I think it's going to be, because I mean, obviously, like quite a large chunk of this is pretty, decided in terms of obviously, the championship and the constructors and stuff already. But I mean, I don't think, Max, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think anyone like gets in a car and they're like, oh, well, it's all been decided. I'm just gonna whatever. Like everyone's just gonna fight right until the end, regardless.
Yeah, I think the mindset obviously changes. Like a lot of the season, if you're fighting up the front for the championship, you always have that mindset of what you do in that race. With the championship being involved, like you might not take as many risks, but I think that's all out the window now, and they're all just focusing on race by race, and they all want to win this race. So it's going to be, I think there's going to be more risks taken now the championship's done.
Yeah. Well, what do you think?
Oh, what do I think in terms of today?
Yeah, do you think everyone's just going to keep pushing right until the end? Do you think it's going to be a bit of a risky one,
yeah.
spicy one today?
There's a lot of people out there with nothing really to lose. There's a lot of people looking to... Yeah, I mean, Mick's got to try and sort out a seat for next year. I think it should be an interesting one on that front.
Yeah, I think it's going to be good,
agree.
And like I don't know how you can't like with all of the kind of like party atmosphere and the hype going on around, and everyone's just like walking around you, and it's I know there were a few like issues I think in like the paddock about there being a lot of kind of fans coming around, but like I don't know, I think it's really hard not to kind of get caught up in that atmosphere. Because I suppose back to like normally you kind of quite blinkered. You're like, okay, I'm there, go, and then you race. But then like, how can you not? It's so loud. It's like a wall of sound.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely has an effect on the drivers, especially on the grid when you hear all the music, the crowd's going crazy. It definitely gets you pumped up before.
Yeah, can you imagine being Checo
with a helmet on?
Checo now. Like this is the one. I mean, maybe bar Max and Zandvoort, like the craziest home race atmosphere I think you can see. It just must be
like when I was watching the qualifying, just when they were following his car around, you just hear each grandstand just light up as he went past.
I'd love to see him get a good result today.
That would be great. Good. Oh yeah, no, I do hope that as well. So as we're obviously, we're in Mexico City, and I know like on the streams we like to talk a little bit about snacks. I'm a little bit disappointed they didn't just send us a whole.
Yeah, it would have been easier.
We just got to like verbally discuss what food. So okay, let's start off. Will, hey, you got some favorite Mexican food, Mexican snacks?
Oh, I've recently been introduced to birria tacos. Like tacos, but you dip them in like consomme and they're just smothered in cheese. They cannot be good for you, but they're absolutely unbelievable.
I mean, I suppose it depends whether you think cheese is good for you. I mean, I consider it to be one of my 5 a day, but that's just me.
That's very healthy. Very healthy.
It's really not.
What about
It's
yourself?
really not. Oh, go on, Max. What do you think?
I had quite a few burritos while I was out in America, so I do enjoy a burrito and quesadillas, if that's how you say it correctly.
Yeah, that's right.
They're
that's
really
right.
nice. The basic stuff, but
Yeah. What's in
Can't
your
go wrong with
burrito?
that for me.
What talk us through
I
the
don't
layers?
know.
And the
It's too many things. I don't even know what was in it, to be honest. It was just good.
It's like
It weighed about
layers
3
upon
kilos,
layers.
though.
Yeah. The things, they do look like the size of sort of like a slightly rotund baby's torso. I don't know why I'm measuring it like that.
Yeah.
My measurement is
I
fine.
don't know the size of baby torsos too well, but yeah.
But a
not far off
rotund one,
that.
like not like it's like yeah. I do love the fact that also like every Mexican restaurant that you'll go into just has like crisps there. You don't even ask them. I mean, obviously, chips and dips, but like it's basically there's just crisps everywhere all the time. Wherever you look, crisps, bowl of crisps. It's like being at like a sort of like little house party. There's just crisps wherever you go, wherever you want. Got some crisps.
Yeah, I
for
was
you.
in a Mexican restaurant the other day in LA. They brought the chips or whatever you want to call them before the menus.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
straight
yeah.
away as we sat
That's
down.
what I mean. Literally crisps. Don't even ask if you want them. Have some crisps.
Have you had those? I'm definitely going to mispronounce that, but is it Jarritos or Jarritos? It's like Mexican.
Doritos.
Are you trying to say
No. It's like
Doritos?
It's with Jay. No, it's like a drink. It's like a really sugary drink. It's so good.
Oh,
so good. Yeah. No,
I
when you
haven't
say
had
that, you'll
it.
think of me
Like that.
and my pronunciation. Jarrito.
Oh,
Jarrito?
Dorito?
I think you're just saying
Dorito.
Dorito with an accent.
Get out, man. Get out.
Was that Homer Simpson thing where he asked for like fajitas?
He asked for
Fajitas.
what?
Well,
Sorry?
it's for fajitas. Yeah. Like, oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Apparently it's Jarritos is what you're talking about. Well,
See, I was close.
Jarritos.
It could be Haritos. You never know.
It could be.
Jarritos. Really?
Yeah. I know. Tacos are probably my favorite just because they come like with everything and they make some really, really interesting ones. Had some of the best ones ever in Mexico City and they were vegan and I don't really understand how that happened because there was no meat in it.
What was in
Weird.
it? If it was vegan?
I don't know. I don't know enough
just
to ask.
no questions asked?
I just ate
Yeah?
them. Yeah, they're all like
Just had it.
They had like
Straight
charcoal,
up.
like taco, like
Charcoal tacos. Yeah, and you
Yeah.
don't know what's in them. I can't
no,
say you're
they were
really
just
selling
like
these,
black
Julia.
with like. Okay, all right. So we're just going to chuck away to a little VT right now. Obviously, as a Mexican local, we asked Pato Award, who's McLaren's SP's IndyCar driver, what his for a Mexican food review, as obviously he would know, and to do it in under 20 seconds. Let's go.
Hey everyone, I'm Pato Award. I'm here in Mexico, my home country, a country that delivers amazing food. Top 3, tacos al pastor, tacos de bistec, and gorditas.
Oh, I'm not familiar with those, Pato.
No, I'm also now really hungry, and it's too late to get like Deliveroo. So what?
Yeah, we're locked in for a
outrageous.
while now as well.
I know. I can't just leave to open the door. It's just not how it's going to work. Anyway, but yeah, it's all good. Like the food in Mexico was just absolutely outstanding. I'm very excited. Oh, yeah, the race is going to be starting soon. I'm really excited for this one. Come on, okay. Do you want to make any predictions? How do we feel?
Go on, Max.
Go on,
Max.
Go on. We'll lean on your ability.
I'm going for a Lewis win.
Ooh,
Lewis is going to win.
he needs it. He's tasting it.
Lewis win, Max second, George third. And I'm going to say Lewis is one because maybe Max has a bad pit stop or something. It's a bold prediction. But he fights back to P2, but Lewis does take the win. George third.
Top 3. I'm gonna mirror that, and I'm also gonna go Lewis. I will say Perez, then Russell, and I think probably something has to happen to Verstappen for that to happen.
Yeah.
A very solid. I'll say Orlando P5.
That sounds right. That sounds
Yeah,
right.
little top 5.
Yeah.
That'll do.
Oh, I think it's got to that point now where Lewis is just so close, and after everything that's happened, it's just gonna. And I don't know. I mean, I know Max doesn't strike me as like someone who's gonna ease off particularly, but maybe he will just the tiniest amount that will mean that it will make a bit of a difference because he's got it all in the bag.
If he wins today, does he not break Vettel's record of 13 in a season? I think this would be his 14th. So
Max will, yeah.
Yeah.
He will. Yeah.
yeah, so I mean, there's
That'll
still a
be
lot to
mental.
fight for him.
It's true. It's true. Oh, here we go. Yeah, 10-second countdown. All right, are you ready? Get settled, guys.
I am.
I don't know. I would freak out like that. The pressure of the lights and the. I'm also not a driver, so there's that too.
I mean, this is the worst part, waiting.
Yeah, I bet.
Because it's where you have the most time to think, and then sometimes you can overthink, or I don't know, you get lost in your thoughts sometimes. But as soon as the lights go out, it all just goes away, and you're in that zone of the race. It's very weird, fast transition of being really nervous to feeling
interesting.
just fine and adrenaline pumping.
Oh wow, because it's really claustrophobic as well. Like once you have that kind of helmet on and like you're in the car, it's like you feel.
I never really felt like, oh, I'm stuck in here.
Oh,
It's
okay.
actually very
That's
comfortable
me.
in the car. The seats are all molded to you, and
Just me.
So, I've just got a Rolex clock ticking over.
Oh
Rolex
yeah.
clock
Yeah.
tick.
Yeah?
So we're all in kind of slightly different times here, so it'll
So,
be interesting
yeah.
to see.
So, Max, you're
I haven't
the
got that,
furthest
but
behind, I was saying.
Okay.
I will.
Yeah, I've
delay
still got
reaction.
Martin Brundle on the grid, mate.
What? What? Chatting up that
No,
woman?
Rolex now. There you go.
All right,
going
I'll
on?
delay.
Rolex.
I'll
All
delay
right,
it by
here we
5,
go,
10
here we go.
seconds.
Formation lap. Here we go.
How am I so behind? I think I'm watching the Austin race.
Are you? Yeah. Someone won signs.
Yeah, there's Shaq. Yeah, I'm on the wrong thing here.
What up, man?
Predicted pit stop strategy.
Ooh.
I'd like to know what Ferrari's predicted pit stop strategy is.
Do you think is it?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a strategy? Okay.
Oh, we got a lot of mixed starters here. Soft.
Yeah.
Verstappen.
It's interesting.
Medium,
Look at that.
medium, soft, soft.
Max is soft. George is medium. Lewis is medium.
I can see maybe Checo getting one of the Mercs. Down
Yeah,
one.
He's on soft as well.
Maybe even both, because that Red Bull's a rocket down the straight. Fastest pit stop this season, 2.1.
Outrageous. Outrageous. I was watching a lot of the reconnaissance laps and it looked like they had no grip at all. Like a couple of people locking brakes even on the way to like the grid.
Yeah, it's not a very grippy circuit, and again, with that low air density, it's just, yeah.
Do you know that part of this track is like an old baseball field or something I was reading?
Oh,
I think it's the stadium.
Yeah.
Has to be this, right?
Yeah. It must be like where it's all facing inwards and it's got that, yeah.
Interesting, okay. And what's tyre wear like here? Is it, I mean, with the two stopper, is it, because they were saying track temps are very high. Do you think they'll go through tyres quite quickly, or?
I think so, because again, they're sliding around quite a bit, so it'll probably chew up the tyres quite quickly. But again, I'm not a Pirelli expert, so you never know.
Okay. The lights out is going to be a hot mess for the three of us, I think. Like,
I will, yeah, I'll hold.
I'm
I'll
gonna
let
take
you.
the
I'll
heads off.
follow your
don't be
lead, Julia.
surprised if something happens. Just keep it to yourself. I want to.
I'm just not looking at you lot. I'm going to mute everyone to watch the race on my own.
With people, but by yourself.
Here we go.
Oh, touch wood.
The medical guy just cut the whole chicane there.
All right. Here we go. We're going to see how out of sync we are now.
Come on.
Started for you, hasn't it?
Has it started?
No, definitely not.
Oh, okay. Ready? Lights out. Boom.
Oh my god.
No.
Oof.
Beep. Oh no. Stop it, Will. I've just had lights out.
Oh my days.
Here we go.
Okay, what you saying, boys? What you saying? What we're seeing?
Wait,
Max,
wait,
walk
wait.
us through.
I'm going into turn one. Oh. It's all clean. Oh my goodness, what's going on there? Oh, go on, Lewis.
Massive starts from the Alpines.
What a move, mate.
You called it with Checo, who's on them.
Yeah, softs.
Lewis round 2 cars on the
gonna be
second
on
corner.
fire.
Lando.
Charles
down
has
to
had a
10th.
good start, hasn't he?
Right next to, yeah.
Yeah.
Charles is up to 5th already. Started 7th.
Where did
next to Lando.
Alonso start? Where did Alonso qualify?
He
He's up to
was
7th.
9th.
Decent start from him.
Wow, Charles and Lando's had a bit of a tough start there, down to P10. But then again, it could just be... Is Lando on softs or mediums? Because it could just be the guys on softs coming past him first few laps.
Yeah, I haven't seen. I didn't get a look.
I always wish they kept it on.
So...
Oof.
God, the train down the straight is crazy. Did you see when they set off and like just the 5 cars directly behind Max?
right in.
Yeah. Oh.
Lando on mediums by the looks of things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bottas hanging in there.
Checo's looking quite fast.
Yeah, I can't see it being long before he... Max hasn't totally bolted, mind.
No.
1.2 on my screen to Lewis. Lando close on Ocon, who's even closer on Bottas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I hope
That's
we don't
super
just
close.
get a train, though, that sort of forms and like a DRS train.
Max, I feel every race we watch together doesn't usually end up being the most entertaining one. It might be cursed.
Oh,
Well,
you
let's
say
see.
you're
We did
cursed.
Spa
This'll
this
be
year
the
and we were just
test.
sat nodding along to each other.
That was a tough one to get through, wasn't it?
Oh.
Yeah, Max is not really pulling away from Lewis, considering
Right?
Lewis is
No, he's on mediums,
and
yeah.
stuff. Maybe
But
he's
I
just
mean,
kind
like-
of holding the DRS gap.
I mean, but when you could like compare it all to like last year, like even when you know the races don't like pop off or whatever, they're still much more interesting than before in some ways, you know.
Yeah, I think it's definitely made a difference. The cars can definitely follow a lot closer for sure. That's definitely
Oof.
a given.
So with those starting on the mediums, is that an indication of a one-stopper, or do you think they'll just run the softs later in the race? Or is it just, would you say, really hard to
I
call?
don't know yet.
Call?
Yeah,
'Cause
it's
surely
hard to
you
call.
want them for the initial stint, right? Just off the line, especially with that run down to the first corner.
Yeah,
Who knows?
So for chat, we can actually see chat. We were just too involved in talking about what's going on. So hey, everybody in chat. Hey, the Stark and Hoodie Pete, how you doing? Yeah, I do think we're all on like slightly different time scales here, but
just a bit.
Yeah, if you lot are ahead, no spoilers.
yeah, don't put it in chat. Oh, that no.
I'm gonna have to look at the graphic that we have to see what lap we're actually on.
This is lap 3 by the
Yeah.
screens.
They all got quite good starts there. I'm watching the replay.
I heard Brundle say Russell and Perez touch, but haven't. They both
Oh.
look like they're running okay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're fine. I think maybe they little wheel to wheel. That was a great move by Lewis, though.
Yeah.
And then George bottoms out on that exit curve there.
Oof.
Oh, yeah.
That Red Bull's so fast down the straight. I'm just watching George's on board from the start. Just not gaining a lot in the slipstream.
I mean, that's just a great bit. Wow.
Okay, so worryingly, we've not seen movement in a couple of laps.
I've been watching about 10 minutes of replays. I've been watching 10 minutes of replays here.
Oh my god!
I've missed 2 laps because it's just been showing me the start.
Still Verstappen, Lewis, Perez, Russell.
Yeah, I'm back now.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, Max, talk to us a little bit about like the pressures of like, you know. So you were talking a little bit before about like, you know, the worst bit is you know, waiting for kind of lights out to go, and then is it like a conscious thing, or does it just come through just pure practice that you just learn how to switch your head into that position, or do you have to kind of like train yourself to kind of get into that zone, or does it just kind of naturally happen?
I think once the lights go out, you don't have time to think about anything else. It takes up your whole focus, your whole concentration. So I'm not going down the straight thinking, I'm actually quite nervous for this race. Like while you're in the race, you're just focusing on the next corner, what you need to do with the car, the tires and all that, and defending, maybe checking your mirrors. So once you get racing, there's zero nerves. Like you're in the zone. It just happens.
Yeah. Because I mean, like how much, I've always wondered, like how much is like a really well, obviously there's conscious decisions, but surely when they talk about like being kind of in the zone, it's almost like you're almost like not thinking, you're almost reacting, right? So how much is it kind of like conscious versus kind of just reacting almost? Do you know?
I think a lot of the driving is you're going off feel anyway, and it's kind of subconsciously driving the car to a degree. You're obviously remembering braking references, and in the steering, you're feeling the tires. You don't want to wear them too much. Things like. But overtakes and stuff, you are definitely consciously thinking, right, I'm going to do it this corner, or you're waiting that gap if he's braking a bit earlier, things like that. You are making definitely conscious decisions. You're aware of everything. You're just not nervous or thinking about irrelevant things. It's always just in that moment of the race. I always experienced.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like sometimes like when they do the interviews like straight afterwards, and you sort of think like, God, they've literally just like stepped out the car and they kind of get shoved right in front of a camera. And like, do you like immediately after a race has happened, do you have like that kind of like full understanding of what's just happened? I mean, how do you even like retain all that?
I don't. I remember I had this race before in Austria. Yeah. And I was leading, and it was a really close race. Like I had a guy right behind me the whole race. So if I made one mistake, he would have overtaken me. So I remember just being in this real deep zone of concentration. I came in straight away. The team were like, "Oh, how was the car?" And I was like, "You know what? I actually don't really remember a lot of this race at the moment." So I had to just go back to the truck and calm down, get changed and all that. And then it all kind of started to come back to me a bit.
Yeah.
But straight away, I was just like, I was kind of still coming out of the zone, if that makes sense. But...
Yeah, no. I mean, you're basically, your brain is operating on like maximum capacity for a really extended period of time. Like most people will have like bursts of that, but that's the one thing that I was like, I'm always like blown away. It's like maximum capacity for a very long period of time. Like, I don't know, like mine's 20 minutes tops, like not a chance much longer than that. Yeah.
It's quite relaxing though. It's very,
really
kind of in this kind of Zen thing as well. Of just, like everything's going well. You're in the rhythm of each lap, and obviously it gets a bit more stressful if I got dive bombed or overtaken. Then you kind of wake up a bit more. But I don't know. Being in the lead is quite chilled.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Will, do you ever find that do you get in the zone with what you do? You know, do you ever find yourself? I suppose you're kind of changing stuff all the time.
Grinding out reaction videos all day. It's quite, intense. It's very adrenaline filled. You really, when I sit in this seat, Julia, everything, all the nerves just leave my body, and I'm in the zone,
Thank God,
ready to watch some clips. I have done. Hang on, though. Relevant experience. I've done it. I've done a 24-hour karting race once, and I was terrified for that. And
really?
Honestly, exactly what Max says. I totally felt every emotion I'm sure he did when he was being chased down for the lead. Zen.
Zen.
Sure, it's exactly the same.
I don't know. I mean, or you're coming up with like good ideas to like go on a bit of a jolly to Vietnam for any old reason,
A jolly. It was hard work. I'll have to tax man no.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So where are we at the moment? Not a lot of change in position.
No, Lewis still the same
Danny
gap behind.
all over the
With
back.
Same
fastest
gap,
lap
yeah.
Joe's
though. Oh,
gearbox, though.
I thought Daniel was going to go make a move there.
Oh. Sainz and Russell are close together, so let's see if anything happens.
What lap were they predicting the softs go off?
I can't remember.
Was it like 15?
Maybe 14.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I put you on the spot there.
Maybe 14.
Interesting to see how you...
12T?
Apparently, you're a former automotive engineer.
Oh, I did.
Well.
I lasted 1 year. Leave it out, man. Leave it out. Yeah, Daniel's the only one who's threatening to make this look any exciting for the meantime.
Yeah, come on, Daniel. Send it in. I reckon he'll do him down this main straight. You've probably already seen the main straight, so maybe you didn't do it.
I can't speak. I cannot possibly speak. He did, yeah, he did.
He did it. Good.
Sorry, no more.
I'm now watching the replay of him doing it, although it's live for me, apparently. Great move by Daniel. Didn't expect that.
Right.
Okay, so I think we have a radio message.
Oh,
It's nice to listen to. Oh,
what's it saying?
Let
Yeah,
the
so if you
temperatures
take a look at-
set a little bit.
yeah.
Tires are okay.
so obviously, on the stream we have access to all the kind of behind the scenes little bits of what's going on at McLaren. So we're going to get a few of these messages come up as we go along. So kind of like see behind what's kind of happening.
Well, that's fun.
Oh yeah.
I can't answer.
Lifting coast for Ocon.
All right, that's great insight. That gap's kind of stayed at 1.5, 1.6 at the front. Interesting.
I mean, Lewis is holding on to that, considering he's on mediums. Could actually bode quite well
Yeah.
for his race.
I just can't see him passing Max on the straight. Like, he'd have to be so much quicker,
yeah,
right?
no. I don't know, with DRS, bit of energy deployment, he could. He'd have to have a big pace advantage, though. Yeah, you're right.
I saw a few people conspiring that maybe Ferrari had gone for race pace instead of quali pace and just looking after that tyre wear yesterday. I don't know how much it was pulled out of anything knowledge based. I'd be interested to see how they've done on those softs.
Come on, Checo. Get involved. Let's get the crowd cheering.
Yeah. Just when they turn in here, it just looks so great. It's walls and
That's
walls
quite
and
cool.
walls of people.
It's a bit of pressure not to lock up the inside tyre
podium,
there.
it's got to be the best
Yeah.
podium of the year with the way it like lifts the car up.
100%.
So
Definitely
sick.
the best podium.
So,
Oh, here we go. Low grip, but relatively stable at the moment.
Bottas still hanging in there in 8th.
Oh, yeah.
He's quite close on Fernando as well. I can't remember. Do we see many safety cars around here? I can't see.
Not really.
I can't remember last year.
Not really, from what I remember. It's normally all right. I mean, we with one.
Yeah.
You know, maybe mix things up. Come on, Alonso. Let's hopefully get the Alonso train going. Where he has like the whole grid behind him.
Oh, I've had enough of those this season.
Come Come on, Bottas. Let's go. You've probably watched the move.
Hey,
maybe.
look, I'm keeping quiet, right? Stop prompting.
This is about where I was. They go into the stadium when you watch them make the move.
Yeah, where are you right now? I'm just breaking.
He's going into the last corner. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So we actually have another guest for you. We are joined now by Cory, who works for Splunk. Cory, how you doing? You're all the way over in Alabama. We have no idea. What can you see?
Well, as I, here in the U.S., we're in the same hemisphere, at least, as the race. But I believe the Alabama internet is letting me down because I'm even further behind than Max is.
You sound like a cool robot Dalek, I think. Dalek was the word you used before, Will, right?
Yeah.
Then give me 1 minute, I'll refresh. Give us just 1 second.
Okay. It sounds like it's like the middle of the night. You've just woken up, like.
Oh, that he's just very drunk.
So, F1.
Sounds like a voice filter.
Yeah, it's great because it's fast.
Leave it to the guy in tech to not be able to make technology work.
Cory, can you still hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. I'm just wondering if
better.
dragon sound is
Yeah,
gone.
that's better. So chat is all saying hi to you. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. Really nice to have you here. So talk to us a little bit about what you do, because it's pretty rad.
Yeah, absolutely. So I actually work at Splunk. So some folks that maybe work in IT or security may have heard of Splunk before, seen us on some of the side of that beautiful MCL 36 and for the couple of years. But maybe if you don't work in those industries, you might not know who we are. But we're a software company that helps bring data to every question, decision, and action, which is kind of a big way of saying we're really good at dealing with large amounts of data and making it useful to people. And so one of the things that I get to do that is really fun is I get to work almost on a daily basis with McLaren, and more specifically, the McLaren Shadow team, on helping to bring insights to racing. And so happy to join you all, chatting it up about the race, tell you a little bit about what we do with our friends at McLaren.
Yeah, what do you think of the race so far?
It's kind of funny. You talked about the start was pretty clean. I was listening to y'all trying not to be spoiled because, again, I'm on some internet from Alabama, and it's about 10 minutes behind, it seems. And so a little bit of struggle busing here. But it's actually been kind of interesting to see. You were talking about safety car. One of the things that's interesting about this track, we drove it for the last 4 days. We had 2 McLaren simulators at this big tech conference up in Detroit. And so we had like 250 people doing laps on this track. And even if you're really bad at driving, there's a lot of run out on this track. So I have a feeling that it makes it easy for people not to, not to get into trouble, because there's a lot of that, plenty of clear runway. We actually figured out that you can run a 65-second lap in the simulator if you just cut off all the corners and go through the grass. Sadly, that would be penalized here, but I am definitely faster than Verstappen right now. Oh, and we're back to Mexico. Y'all missed some things that I wanted you to remember.
Yeah.
The number one best food, Mexican food, is also the number one most fun one to say. Chimichanga.
So I know the name of that, and I feel like I know it, but what is it? I can't remember.
Yeah, why do I know that?
Yeah.
So chimichanga is basically, Max, it's like your burrito that you were talking about that you loved.
Wait, is this because he keeps talking about it in Deadpool? Is that why I know it?
Maybe. And it's, I like the baby torso sizing assessment, a rotund baby torso. It's like you dropped a rotund baby torso sized burrito into a deep fryer.
What?
And then covered it with some delicious sauce. Mm-hmm.
That sounds good.
It's a real thing.
Really good.
Jeez.
Leave it. It's probably, the Texans probably did it because they fry everything. So the other is...
They definitely do, yeah.
The game day snacks. Anybody else doing a Mexican snack today?
I'm just on the coffee. I mean, what time is it?
I don't even have a sofa. I didn't bring any snacks.
Well, this is not like a cocktail. It's a sparkling water. It's called Topo Chico. It's Mexico's sparkling mineral water, and it's
you are showing off now.
It looks like you're drinking a fancy beer.
It's not a fancy beer. It's water. I'm working today. Okay.
Yeah, this is not Mexican water, sadly. So.
Or is that another word for Mexican water?
Can we also say how ironic it is that I'm drinking water from Mexico, which is like when you go to Mexico, they're like, don't drink the water.
Yeah. Avoid it at all costs.
That's right.
So Cory, I think you've got a little bit of a VT to show us. Would you like to introduce it for us?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so we're so Splunk is, like I said, a sponsor of McLaren's Formula One team and the esports team, and we've actually been, actually leveraging that relationship to explain to the world what what Splunk really does, but through the eyes of the McLaren team. So, in partnership with the Formula One team, talking about how we actually help them make sure that all of the technical digital services that are required to get the cars on track. Think about all the telemetry systems that have to run so that they can monitor what's happening with the car. There's literally a rolling data center of technology that they stick out on track in the pits, kind of behind the garage walls. And so we make sure that all that stuff is running well, and we make sure that the data is able to get back to the McLaren Technology Center, and that the strategists that are there at Mission Control can process the data, update strategy, use their high performance computing environments to run simulation models. We monitor.
It's a lot of data, right? It's like a phenomenally crazy amount of data that's being collected all the
insane.
time.
So each race weekend, just the telemetry, not the video data, not anything like that, but just the metrics off the 300 plus sensors on the car produces 1.5 terabytes of data every race weekend.
Oof.
Yeah, it's wild, right?
God, so it's big.
That's right. So that's every single weekend they're using that for simulation and strategy. Then if you look at kind of what McLaren's Shadow Esports team does, they do many of the same things that that the Formula One team does, right? They're trying to put drivers on track to go win races. And so they're looking at using data to update their strategy to make pit decisions, tire decisions. And so this video series is called The Art of Data, and we basically partner with a variety of talented folks at McLaren, from Lando and Daniel to folks that are on the esports teams like George Simons, and engineering and strategists across the organization, and basically build these really cool videos that explain the power of data as applied to McLaren as a way to inspire people to hey, think about Splunk. If you've got a data problem from a IT, cyber resilience, cybersecurity problem, we're probably a pretty interesting partner. And we know that a lot of the folks that, are into esports and stuff like that are kind of in this industry. So they're folks who would know and probably benefit from it. So if you want to check out the Art of Data series, we've got a whole YouTube playlist. But if you want to roll that video, we'll show you a quick clip.
3 laps around Silverstone. Let's see what you got.
Okay, I'll give it my best. This one's flat, isn't it?
Yeah, the left is flat and you kind of lift into the right. Beauty! Down to 5th or 6th. You should be a driver, mate. Don't be scared of apexes, Will. Or exits.
Or exits.
Wow, fastest lap, Will Joseph.
Lando, tell us a little bit about what type of data you're looking for.
So with Splunk, we have a dashboard, and therefore we can look at all of these vital bits of information and the crucial things which will help us go quick.
So I think the simple channels we're going to use here for me are throttle, brake, and the gears.
As you can see, very jumpy, very up and down.
Not quite like your one.
No, not as beautiful as mine. So you're a bit indecisive with things.
Yeah.
You come on, you're off. You're a bit too much forward and back. So be a bit more patient in the middle of the corner. Wait till you know you're on the exit, and then full throttle.
Commit.
Commit. Okay. Cool, let's go.
3 laps, right? Let's see what you can do.
Yeah, we got this, Tom. All right, let's go, baby. Don't forget the brake. Nice, good exit.
Send it.
Nice. Scenario 2, recharge off.
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of data. Is there any kind of there's obviously the usual data that you expect to be kind of collected, but is there any other other stuff that people would be sort of surprised that is collected as data?
Yeah, absolutely. So that video is showing the Formula One 22 game by EA Sports. That's actually what the McLaren Shadow team is competing on this season in the F1 esports season. And they actually, very similar to the way that the McLaren F1 team gets, 300 different sensors on the car coming back. We get that. So car data, yeah, we totally get that. So in the racing simulator, you actually have a telemetry output that creates that data that we can look at. And you get data across, things you'd expect, as you said, speed, throttle inputs, brake inputs, the powertrain, how it's working. Even though it's digital and it is in a game, you still want to understand performance implications. But you also get some interesting things like weather data. And so weather data is kind of an interesting one, especially if you get into those longer races when, even I know it's a simulator, they do have dynamic weather. And so the weather can turn on you, where you may have to go make a decision on, should I run the wets? Should I run the intermediates? Like, when's the track going to dry out? And we actually figured out that there's more data in the telemetry stream about some things around weather than you can see in the gaming console, which is kind of helpful because then it allows you to make, more informed decisions. And we're actually going to be having another Art of Data series that's going to talk here pretty soon about how George Simons, the head of strategy for McLaren's Shadow team, uses a chart that I didn't even realize existed, but it's like a lap reference chart for all members of, like, everybody in a race. And he was building it after the race and saying, hey, wouldn't it be useful if we had this like reference chart to help project, where we're going to come out in the pit? And we actually showed him a way to build it live to where we're getting real-time data about the entire field and able to, actually provide a chart or dashboard that looks exactly like what Randy, the head of strategy for the actual F1 team, is looking at in the MTC. So yeah, some of that stuff like weather and, outside things that impact the big decisions that have to be made by strategists are really, really interesting.
Yeah, so much to kind of go through. I know you guys, while I was listening to Cory there, what was going on with Gasly? Was he getting a penalty for?
He's got a 5-second penalty for pushing, I think it was Stroll off the track.
Yeah,
I was watching it back. Yeah. I thought it looked a little bit harsh. I don't know, maybe. What did you think? Did you see it?
Yeah, it looked like looked like racing contact to me.
Max, did you
it wasn't that bad.
No?
It wasn't that bad.
Okay.
Certainly no Russell on signs last week. But
I don't know if that's very racing, but
yeah.
Looking like he's starting to come up. Perez down to 1.6. Do you remember what that gap was?
Soft's starting to fall off a bit.
Yeah,
actually, Max is kind of pulling away now.
Which is surprising.
Sense.
Yeah,
it's surprising given the tire choice.
He got a message from GP telling him to break the toe, but it's almost like last week where you see Lewis on that slightly harder tire than Max, and the differential as the laps goes on still doesn't really seem to be there. It's not like they don't really seem to be falling off that massively.
Yeah.
No. I think Max has got some pace in his pocket, to be honest.
Which it kind of comes down to the fact that it's like, okay, if he's got pace and he can continue, when does it begin to degrade? And, the strategists are going to be looking at like that chart where, if you're having a linear kind of loss of time, that's cool. If they're losing time and not losing it very rapidly, you got to think about when you can figure out the undercut for Lewis, because if he's got more time, that he's going to hopefully hold on to pace on those medium tires and the soft start to fall off. They want to get it. And I didn't see him talk about it before, but I think the projected pit time loss is around 26 seconds.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's because you end up on that front straightaway for so long that running at a low speed for that period of time, it actually is kind of a bigger hindrance.
Mm-hmm.
It is wild. Y'all were talking earlier about the speed is, one of the highest speed tracks of the year compared a lot of times to Monza, but the wing setup is enormous. Like, it's the highest, steepest wing you could imagine. It's that thin air, man. Takes its toll on everyone.
Yeah,
we actually noticed
that it's full downforce and probably have less downforce than they do at Monza. It's nuts.
Yeah,
the wings are fully up, but less grip.
So we're on lap 21 now. Surely we should see some softs going off.
I mean, they were saying the window for softs, like the pit window, is probably about lap 16 to 22. So
crazy, and we've only seen.
I don't know. There's not been a lot of tough battles or a lot of guys stuck in dirty air where it really degrades the tires. So maybe they can get a few more laps out of these softs. I think Max definitely will. He's just been in clear air the whole time.
One thing I did want to call out too is the Formula One esports season is going to be visiting this track in about 2 weeks. So it looks like I think it's race number 8 is going to be at Mexico City on November the 3rd. So the esports season runs like 3 races in a week, and they run them about a month apart. Mm-hmm. And so they've got that coming up. So we'll get to see this one again on the esports side. So hopefully they're learning some things about some setups, and maybe we can translate some of the real data to esports.
It's not going half bad, mind, at the minute, is it? Looking good for the McLaren boys.
Yeah, they're dominating. Actually, that's one of the big things that we're going to be highlighting over the next month or so with George. I was talking about him before. He's the head of strategy for their team, and he is convinced that data is really the competitive advantage for them right now.
Yeah.
And some of the things that we're being able to provide for them from a real-time insights is pretty interesting. Actually, I'll tell you this blew my mind, y'all. We talk about, there's drivers in Formula One, they're the stars, but there's all this, this staff around it that, it takes to get the car on track. There's, 30 to 60 people there at the site. There's another that many people back in the factories. But people may not realize, like in esports, that same sort of, maybe not at the same scale, but some of those same roles exist. And so strategists for esports is a real thing. It's a real job. And we actually got introduced. Do you know that there's universities in the world today that actually offer PhDs, so doctorate level degrees in sim racing analytics?
Amazing.
Wow.
Really?
How many staff
I did not
is
know
it
that.
typical to have, like, in a team? Like, how many people are focused on it in one weekend?
Yeah, on the esports side, they've got, you'll have, and I don't want to speak to any particular teams, it sort of varies in their investments, but you definitely have strategists who are the folks that are making those decisions on, what are the drivers that are going to be selected for each race, because typically they have multiple drivers with a fewer number of seats, and so they can make some changes. It's not always the same 2 drivers. So you have strategists that do that, and then also will make those in race decisions on what tire choices are we making, what's our pit strategy, kind of real-time decisions. You also have the racing engineers, who are the folks who are working on setups and collaborating with the strategists on things like, tire choices and wing setups and so on. But you also have, marketing teams and promotions teams that have to get people excited about the experience. Then you've got IT folks that are, much like, what you think if you got a high performance game environment, you want to make sure that your machine, your gaming rig is running well, and is, your network is up, so you don't have dropped frames and, all the stuff that was plaguing me when I started Discord earlier. You don't want to have all that stuff happen. So you have a full complement of folks.
It's I think it's kind of interesting anyway, like even just in video games generally, like if you can think of pretty much most jobs, there's like almost like something you can do within gaming that is somehow like comparable to it, like you could be a historian, but for video games there's lots of kind of things like that. It's getting quite interesting. And
harder and harder to explain to your parents.
Right. Okay. Here we go. We've got a radio message coming in. So we'd like to build up our budget on our braking temperatures. So it's a little more. Okay. Okay. Right. Yeah.
Slow stop for Perez there. I don't know if you saw.
Yeah.
That was 5 second one.
That was
not
long.
idea, was it?
Yeah.
Fans are not going to be happy with that.
Yeah, Max is starting to talk about the fronts he's getting a little understeer situation going on, so they seem to be going off, it looks like.
And I think also one of the other things that's quite exciting about kind of sim racing and esports and stuff like that is, you're kind of like talking about how, F1 esports is coming to this. They're obviously going to look to like what's happening here to like take to next. But what I find really fascinating is I've got, so I do the Gran Turismo Championships, and my co-host, Jimmy Broadbent, he's like a sim racing YouTuber. He's played, run all these kind of tracks a million times. And he's now actually like racing for real. It's like transferred over into kind of real life and stuff like that, and that's what's kind of quite exciting about all of this is there is so much that can be learned, that can be transferred to kind of real world and sort of backwards and forwards. It's really interesting.
Yeah, it's actually one of the reasons we got excited about it from just from a partnership and a technology perspective, is because of the analogs that exist, right? It's, if you're good at racing in a sim, a large number of those skills are transferable. You can't say that about most other video games. Like, if you're good at Call of Duty, you're not a warfighter.
I don't even want to know what the transferable is for that.
Yeah, I'm not going to try that transfer. I'm quite good at Call of Duty, but I don't want to test my real skills.
No. But so like the only two that I could really think of that are like pretty good, transferable skills are racing simulators, like racing games. So if you can run fast on F1, you're not getting all the feedback. Max, I know you were talking about before, where so much of your drive is about feedback.
Yeah.
You don't have that same feedback in esports. You're really dependent upon your eyes, to start to develop that visual acuity to where okay, the car is getting loose, right? You don't feel that slip. You have to see it from your screen or from your VR. So that's transferable. Driving is, if you can see it, then having that extra sensory thing could only hopefully make you even better at it. Although it's a little bit more terrifying to be in a real car than it is to drive in a sim.
Yeah, but
definitely being on that limit is a bit more real when you can feel it underneath you.
I feel like there's maybe like a weird thing where like, is it not like, say you did loads and loads of sim racing, then you got in a car, and obviously you do have that thing where it's like, oh my God, I'm in a car. But then also, wouldn't there be like slight points where it does feel a bit like being in a video game?
Oh, I'm sure.
I
Actually,
feel like
there's a fantastic story.
Around the motorway. Probably shouldn't.
Yeah, there's a great story about like we haven't talked about it yet. The Logitech McLaren G Challenge. It's the biggest sim racing competition on the planet. It's actually underway right now, and we're excited to partner with Logitech and McLaren to make it happen. But the original year they did it, they called it like the world's fastest sim racer, and the guy who won ended up actually getting to go for a test lap in a proper race car, and then ended up getting picked up to go race in real life racing. So much like you were talking about your friend from Gran Turismo, he had he'd done kart racing, but it had gotten too expensive, so he was in sim racing. And then he won this competition, and then he ended up, now he's actually a professional racing driver again on an actual proper sponsored team. So it's a pretty cool story.
Yeah, I mean, they used to have GT Academy as well, so they would actually, whoever the winner for that, I mean, it's, not around anymore, but yeah, used to basically get to go to Japan and then race cars. Pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. The only one I was thinking is I think flight simulators might be a good, a similar one.
Similar.
Yeah.
Which I'm hoping that all my time in the Star Wars squadrons prepares me for global space battles.
I mean, because that was always inevitable, right?
You never know. That could just be right around the corner.
Perez and Max are flying after those stops. Perez took 2.5 seconds out of Charles last lap.
Oof.
Here we go. Watch this. Fly past him. 345 kilometers an hour, 350. Whoa. Crowd's gone crazy at that. I know you just watched that way before me.
Yeah. But it is wild. If you think about that turn section between that section in the stadium, turn 12 to 16?
Yeah.
They said that there's over 50,000 people
just
in those turns alone.
Yeah. How can you can't not hear that? Surely.
Yeah.
Surely that has to. It's so cool though, that bit of the track.
Yeah. Well, if it's anything like the simulator, like I was saying, we ran the simulators this week and ran at the Mexico GP, and at the end of the race, as the winner's coming around, at least in the EA Sports game, they start shooting fireworks off in that stadium section.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, imagine if there's one particular Red Bull in the lead, I have to imagine that place is going to be electric.
It's going to erupt, literally.
Ooh.
I'm hearing a voice message from a certain Dutch man in a Red Bull saying his shifts aren't looking good.
I don't know what you're on about, mate. Oh, I got it now. Oh, he's not happy with them, is he?
So the longer this goes, the more we're looking at the medium runners all one-stopping, right? If they're getting to low 30s, mid 30s, surely that's pretty nailed on.
Yeah, I would think that starts to get them in that one-stop range.
Yeah.
So I guess the question though, they go medium to hard on that in that situation. I
presume so. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't run medium.
Mm-mm.
Lewis radioing back with an engine issue of his own.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Shaking up for Lando to get up there. Let's go.
What is it? Mind gamers.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. That's my natural reaction.
He always says his tyres are done and another 45 laps on them and wins. So this could be a trick.
Charles in. George starting to eat into Lewis a little bit, so maybe it's true. I think he's taking.
Are the Ferraris still out on those softs?
They are, yeah.
Yep.
Medium on.
30 laps on soft.
Oh. $2.3. Wow, that's.
Oh, here we go.
It is frustrating to be in the same time zone as the race, and I think 3 minutes behind you all.
No.
Yeah. Alabama. It's like a third world country.
Have you seen, obviously, like in the States, there's a lot more interest now in F1. I mean, I sort of feel like everyone's getting more interested in F1, but how about in the States?
Yeah. It's wild. It's actually, there's been a bunch of talk about it because there's, the next Netflix Drive to Survive series has absolutely like exploded the sport in the US. It blew it into people's consciousness.
Basically everywhere. Yeah.
And I think the thing with the US market is COVID happened and people were starving for something. And there's a lot of people that argue that like Formula One is the perfect sport for a spectator because there's a radio show in Dallas that this guy talks about all the time. He's like, it's not that big of a time commitment. Like it's usually about a 90 to 100 minute sort of race on the weekend. So it's not a huge investment of time. That's, unlike a NASCAR race, it's like 5 hours long or something crazy. It's global audience. So when we hear you folks across the pond speak, it sounds so fancy and wonderful. So we get excited to be part of it, but it's globally relevant. So if, you work in an industry where you get to talk to people that are dispersed, then it's like it's a uniform thing that we can all talk about and get into. So I think some of those factors are certainly making it more attractive, but then also the investment that Formula One's making in bringing more races here, 2 races this year, there'll be 3 races next year. It's definitely part of the cultural consciousness now.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, I think, Drive to Survive has really, invigorated it for everybody, really. Because, you had like mates who were always like really, really into F1 and they'd always kind of like tell me about it. And it's sort of like, but, without having that kind of background and understanding, like you need to know why it matters that this person's doing this. Otherwise, like why you're not going to get excited kind of thing. And Drive to Survive, just the editing on that was just, wow, it's like perfection.
Yeah, I don't mind if they make some of it up. It's like I grew up with absolutely not a single mate to talk about F1 with. Now everyone's into it. It's like now you can chat to everyone about anyone that's got a favorite driver and they follow it. It's honestly, sod the integrity of it. I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
You see a lot of the hardcore fans having a small moan about it, but I think it's done massive wonders for.
Yeah.
Who cares if they dramatize it a bit? Gives the drivers a bit of personality. You feel like you know them a bit better. Because when you go, you never see the drivers really. They're in the paddock. It's hard to get access to them a lot of the time, so it's hard to kind of understand their personalities very well. So I think Drive to Survive's nailed that. And when I was out in Austin, Fear was insane. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, I was in Austin as well. I had a chance to go into the McLaren paddock a few times, and the access that you get on race day is pretty impressive. Like, especially I sat some in the. Daniel fighting hard. There you go. You get the access in the grandstands. You get some great views, but from being able to go down that pit, I actually got a chance to like be right next to them while they're doing their pit stop, practice during the day.
Yeah,
and like hearing those air wrenches. I think the air wrenches are actually louder than the current Formula One cars.
Well, they are. They're ridiculous. They always make me jump. Wild. If I'm just in the garage and they fire one off, I'm like, oh
yeah, it's like a heart attack every time.
Yeah,
even when you know it's going to happen.
One of the fun things that happened at COTA is they had that Historics race where Mario Andretti and Zach Brown, CEO of McLaren, hopped
Cory,
into
hold on 1 sec. I think we just got a radio message coming up. Something important.
Lando boxes to a hard tire, right? So he's on. He's definitely one stop.
Oh wait, we've got one more as well. Sorry, not this one.
Oh, okay.
There's another one coming in. Oh, and you guys in the chat, don't forget to tweet us and we will feature it on the stream if we like it. Oh, here we go.
Mr. Norris in. Do you see George talking?
Here we go.
Everyone's saying, it's a great pit stop for Lando. He's still in sector 2. On mediums. Charles,
come on.
Hold on.
Yeah, 2.2, they smashed that.
Here we go.
Now I know how long it took. That's
George was talking about wanting
to
mediums
find out.
to softs. Sounds
Here
ambitious.
we go. Come on, boys. Nailed the pit stop. Perfect. I love the lights they have on the guns as well. They go green, so definitely tightened up and stuff. I love all that. It's awesome.
Yeah. Don't want to run over those if you can help it.
No. Yeah. I just the pressure of doing a pit stop though. I don't know if I'd have the capacity for it. Like, don't screw it up. Oh shit, screwed up.
Yeah, that's some athletic folks, man. Having to hulk those tires on there, jam that gun in there, and
it's a lot, and it's everything. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Those rear tires are insanely heavy as well. They're really heavy.
Yeah, the stacked up, when they put the stack of tires together, it's about 6 feet tall. Like all 4 tires. It's a lot of tire width.
Yeah, the rears are just like ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, he's really getting aggressive on those curbs, huh? Said the guy
Get
from
that
the
extra
past.
rotation.
Yeah, talking about the sound of those cars, the during Austin they had those historics where Mario and Zach hopped in the proper like the V10 series of cars from the 80s.
Goosebumps.
Oh, that sound.
The sound is just
unreal.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, we're almost about halfway through.
We've
Roughly,
seen
almost.
one or two overtakes. One or two.
Yeah.
Max, the curse.
One or
lives on.
two. The curse is still on.
What have you done to this, Will? I'm blaming
We're
you.
keeping it up.
You've ruined it. You've
got
ruined it. It's supposed to be
undefeated
spicy.
An interesting
and aggression.
strategic race playing out. We don't really know
so
how a
the
lot of things are going to end
strategies
up.
are always great, but
Yeah.
Should be one of
still
those where it
that
comes
little
together
bit
in
of
the last
spice.
10, 20 laps.
We got to close some gaps if we're going to have some excitement towards the end, though.
Yeah.
We need some DRS in play.
Sure. Has Alonso pitted? He's running brilliantly. In
I
fifth.
feel like he hasn't.
Oh, well, that's Ocon in now. Yeah, I don't think he has.
On hard. How long Max can stay out on those tires?
So he went soft to medium, yeah?
I think Max started on the mediums, if I'm not wrong.
Max Verstappen started on the soft.
Or did
Yeah, I thought he started on
Sorry,
softs.
he did.
Yeah. So I think he's going to have, we started seeing him pit at like 30 for the mediums when they started falling off. So maybe, that sounds like a two-stopper.
Yeah.
Interesting. Perez seems to just be sticking at the same pace as Lewis. So Verstappen, he's locked in, he needs another stop, right? Surely he can't take those mediums to the end.
He could.
Do you think?
Don't know, though.
When did he put them on? Like, what, 20, lap 25? 26?
Oh, yeah, that's a bit of a stretch.
What was the one that where he was right at the end? He let him get to the belts and they popped on him right at the last lap of the race.
Oh, what, Lewis at Silverstone?
No, it was Max 2 years ago. He had a big tire explosion.
Oh.
Went long on him.
Azerbaijan?
Yeah.
Baku?
Yeah, I think it was Baku.
Do it back here?
Which, by the way, I'm gonna post a trivia question to the three of you all because I like things, and it's not really. I shouldn't say trivia. It's an opinion question, editorial, if you will. If you could pick any Formula One race in the world to attend in person, which one would it be?
I have a weird. I don't really have much reasoning behind it. I just have a weird affinity for Montreal. I really like the track.
That's a really
I've grown up a
interesting-
massive
yeah.
Lewis fan, and he has a decent record there. So I'd probably pick Montreal purely because it's just a little bit further away for us.
Quick interjection though. Lando's just done his fastest lap of the race, 1:24.075. It's doing it. Come on, Lando.
Bad.
All right, Max, what's your one?
Oh, there's so many great tracks to go to for different reasons. If I say for atmosphere, maybe. I don't know. Silverstone always just feels a bit special because it's home and
Yeah.
race there even myself. It's just a feeling. I don't know how to explain it. Monaco has a special feeling to it too. To be those two. I do want to go to and Vegas. That hasn't even happened yet.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've never
that'd
Miami
be
myself,
rad.
so that's a cool place I'd like to visit.
Miami. Oh, that'd be a
And
good
each
shout.
track is so good for its own reason as well. So
Yeah.
that's a tough question. I'm a very indecisive person when it comes to
Just go to all of them and then don't pick. It's easier.
Yeah.
I think probably Monaco, only because we go there every year for Gran Turismo championships, but it's always in the winter and it's rubbish and it's rainy, and then they make me do all like pieces to camera outside in the rain, and I'm like, this is not what I was sold.
Yeah.
It's probably a bit more affordable that week than the Formula One week, I'm guessing.
There's literally nobody there. We take over like a whole hotel and there's like no one in it.
Yeah, I can confirm the Monaco GP weekend is very fun. So it's very expensive.
Yeah.
So
I mean, as long as someone else is paying, obviously.
yeah, exactly. But it is great fun.
Yeah, so my wife, that was my 40th birthday present, was to pick a race and go. So I'm
Pick a race and go.
Hey.
What?
Yeah.
I'm going to get married
Yeah.
for that sole reason. Is that what happens?
She is awesome. There's no argument.
So
But it's
Yeah, I
yeah,
think
so
if it's a celeb
I don't know
weekend, then
yet.
Monaco probably.
Yeah. So Monaco, well, I'm not that. I don't think I have Monaco money. I think I was actually thinking more like my qualification was more go somewhere that I would have no excuse to go otherwise,
Okay.
like Azerbaijan or something like that. Like I don't really know that I'd ever end up there.
Yeah.
Like just in travels. And I like traveling, but that's one that's pretty far.
Surely you've got to get your money's worth. You've got to look at air miles and really milk this for every penny or every cent.
Yeah.
that
And
it's
so
worth.
you're
I would
just
say
really
it must be
poor.
surely Singapore. We're talking Melbourne. Get the proper
Singapore.
holiday out of it, I think.
Singaple's cool.
They made the
Singapore's
rules,
cool.
so you've got to
Night
play by
race.
them.
Ooh, that's true. Night
I'd
race.
actually, going back to that, Mexico and Brazil are two I want to go to. The atmosphere there seems really cool. So these
Yeah,
definitely
tacos
two.
al pastor that Pata was talking
Yeah.
about. Y'all said you didn't know what tacos al pastor are.
No.
No.
So he mentioned two. So he mentioned tacos al pastor, tacos al bistec, and gorditas. And so tacos al pastor are the closest like analog for y'all would be like like a doner kebab where you have the meat stacked up on a spit,
Absolutely.
and it's like you slice it off. It's kind of like that, like a shawarma, but it's it's that's got this like adobo,
Just a quick
this like
little.
red seasoning.
Sorry, just a quick little interjection. Look at Perez and Hamilton. That's getting a little bit spicy there. Who do you please
He's
just flag
nearly
that?
in DRS.
As soon as he's in there, he's through. Isn't he?
Come
He's
on,
gone.
come on,
Yeah.
Perez.
Ciao.
Come on.
It's hard not to root for the hometown kid right now, right?
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
Lucy's-
Sainz gets Bottas. And Perez pitted before Max, right? It's lap 24, lap 25.
I think so.
Look, pace looks good for him right now.
Go on. Can you imagine? They're going to tear out the seats in the stadium.
Hamilton not happy with the tyres.
Or is it a mind game?
Yeah.
Could be another of those tricks. He's got a dodgy engine and tyre.
So I think we're going to be joined by another guest in just a couple of minutes. So I just want to say a big sort of thank you and a massive thank you to Cory for joining us. That was delightful. For
thank you.
Insightful knowledge on data, F1 and snacks.
Mexican food.
The trifecta
I'm
of
going to
things
fire
you
some
need to
more
know
Mexican
in life.
food questions in later.
Yes.
That's right. Well, make sure you check out that Art of Data playlist. I know there'll be links in the chat and in social. So check that out. Great ways to learn about what we do. And then, for sure, if you're not signed up for the Logitech McLaren G Challenge, Splunk's excited to be a partner, and we're going to have a whole bunch of really cool racing analytics at the finals in March that will hopefully be featuring some of you who are watching here today. So thanks again for the opportunity to be part of this.
Oh,
Super
thanks,
fun.
Cory. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Right, yeah. I think we're going to be joined by a new guest in just a couple of little minutes. But yeah, cool. Yeah, it's spicing up a little bit now.
Did you just as you were saying? I
Yeah.
think Lewis just opened the gap to Perez by a couple
is
of
it?
tenths after sending that. After sending that.
I feel like every time I'm like having a conversation, I'm just not looking at what's going on, and then I come back and I've missed something. Like I'm like, what just happened? No
Got
idea.
past. Who's that?
Right.
Ocon or Alonso? Ocon. Lando got past the Williams. Is there any point me like even saying what I'm seeing? Because you've obviously.
No, go on.
Oh, give
Go
it
on.
up, man. Give it up. We'll
I was
wait for you,
gonna
we'll
say-
wait for you.
Good up for Williams 2.5. Nothing crazy, but I'm seeing it. Alonso's about to get eaten up, I think.
Oofed. Yeah. Go on, Sainz. God. All that energy from a race that didn't happen, just bubbling.
So Daniel running the 8th. There's no way he's run those mediums the whole way, has he? Because Lando's down at 13th on the hards. What's happened?
Daniel hasn't stopped yet.
40 laps
Really?
on those mediums. Well, maybe those who started on the soft could get them to the end, right? If you can do 40 laps,
possibly, yeah.
40 laps on a heavier.
Well,
I mean,
Ferrari
correct me if
did
I'm wrong.
30 laps on the soft, so...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. On a heavier fuel load.
Exactly, yeah. Lighter as well, so will help. Alonso's got to come in, apparently.
We are now about to be joined by a brand new guest. Please welcome Emily Jones. How you doing, Em? You all right?
Good morning. I just woke
up?
up. I'm ready for Formula One.
Okay,
Yeah.
what time is it with you?
Look, I shouldn't complain because it's only 8 in the morning, but to me it feels worse. But yeah, very early.
How are you doing? How have you been enjoying the race so far?
It looks actually kind of exciting. Some things are surprising. Ferrari doesn't seem to be doing as well as I was expecting, and Mercedes is doing really well. I just caught a little bit whilst I was lying in bed with my phone, but yeah, it looks okay so far. Yeah.
Oh well, welcome and thank you for joining us today, getting you out of bed. Apologise for that, but yeah, it's a it's been a pretty spicy race so far. Obviously, you do like a kind of like loads of sim racing, and last time I saw you was in Salzburg not so long ago.
Yes. Yeah, Salzburg for Gran Turismo stuff, and I'll be doing that again soon, hopefully. So
You coming to Monaco?
Yeah. I will be in Monaco, so I'll be doing Nations for Australia. I got that slot, so I'll be repping Australia. Yeah, thank you. Also, good news: McLaren has qualified for manufacturers for the first time ever.
My god!
So that's
nice.
Also exciting. I won't be doing that, but that's also good news, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's really cool. Well, yeah. So, I mean, what kind of your predictions, Emily? Have you got any kind of like? We chatted with the guys before about like how I reckon it's going to come out. Have you got any sort of predictions? How do you think it's going to go? About halfway through. Well, a bit over halfway through now. What do you think?
I'm honestly not sure. I mean, this track's kind of weird with all the like the air pressure stuff, right? Because it's so high above sea level. So I don't know. I was expecting Ferrari to do better. It's cool to see Ricciardo in the top 10. I'm not sure if he's probably not stopped yet, but yeah, I don't know. I honestly, Verstappen just looks so dominant this season. I don't think anybody has really got what it takes to like beat him comfortably. So I'd always just pick Max to win.
Yeah, he's looking pretty comfortable. But yeah, who do you reckon is going to come in like P2, P3? What do you think?
Honestly, Hamilton's looking pretty good at the moment. I don't know. It depends. Perez is kind of going at him, so it depends. I guess the home crowd wants Perez to come second, but hopefully Hamilton can get another podium. I reckon Hamilton will be second. I think.
Okay. Yeah. Unless anything drastic happens with Verstappen, but that's probably like not all that likely.
I mean, you never know, right? There could be a safety car at the end.
He might pit. We might see some excitement. He might.
We could.
Maybe, right? Always hang on to the hopes we'll get some entertainment.
I don't know. I think you guys have jinxed it. That's what I'm going to say.
We've cursed it again. It's all over, Will.
Is it only when it's you two together that it breaks down like
every
this?
race we watched together, horrendous. We did Spa.
Yeah.
Bahrain was all right, though, wasn't it? We did Bahrain.
Bahrain wasn't bad, to be honest. It wasn't the end of the world.
Honestly, Julia, we've watched some snooze
It was
fests.
tough. That was tough.
just something, I don't know, everyone just chills out. I don't know. So the combination of you two together.
Was it Spa this year or last year?
This year. So after Max Breeze passed everyone for about 15 laps, honestly, it was just filling air. It
was hanging out.
It was tough work. Does anyone know at what point the 24-second gap between Russell and Sainz appeared?
I've just spotted that. No idea. I don't know what's happening there.
I thought it was running about 5 or 6 last time out.
Yeah.
I thought it was like 9, but then I don't know. That was obviously a long time ago.
Does anyone in chat know?
Chat, help us. What happened? Yeah. Yeah. God.
One of you look away, maybe something fun will happen. I mean...
Oh, that's probably what we... If we all look away from the screen, none of us look away now, and we'll see if anything interesting happens. 5, 4,
turn around
3,
and Guan Yu's in the lead.
You know what? I'll go and make a cuppa, right? I bet when I come back there'll be a safety car.
Sainz had an issue with pit stop. Okay. Thanks, Hoodie Pete.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. Yeah, I didn't think it was that.
Where's Ricciardo going to drop to when he pits? Probably.
So it's a 22 second, right?
22. Okay.
Or something like that. Is that right? 22? I think it's 22. You said 22 earlier.
No, it's about 25, I think.
Oh, is it? Like including the actual...
Be 22, 25, because, what Cory was saying, the straight's so long that you actually lose a lot of time. Being at such a slow speed.
So, Emily, talk to us about what's been happening with you, like, of late. What's been going on? So you've obviously been, qualifying for loads of stuff, which is cool.
Yeah, doing lots of sim racing. That's pretty much been my main thing recently. A lot of Gran Turismo, a bit of iRacing stuff as well. I compete in like a bunch of V8 series down here, so you do about so many Bathurst 1000s, it gets ridiculous. Just lots of that, which has been fun. I went to the MotoGP, which was great.
Oh, cool.
That was entertaining. Watching some Formula One. It's hard to watch, I guess. Like, I'm complaining once again because of the morning, but I feel like in Australia, the time zone for these, like, kind of America's races aren't super great for us. But,
no, it's not ideal for you.
Yeah. That's all right. I can't complain too much.
Here we go. No. Where's Danny going to come out? 13th.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
26.4 he lost through the pits.
26.4.
Oh.
Oh. We're all on like slightly different delays here, Emily. So like some bits a little bit more something else.
Yeah. I'm feeling the most, I think.
Yeah. Where are you at?
It's lap 46 and
okay, at least we're on the same lap. That's good.
Yeah, good start. We're watching Ocon and Bottas have hanging out together.
That's accurate.
Well, you missed
it.
I missed 16 overtakes.
Vettel just drove off the track and was like, forget it, I'm out of here.
Really? We're just going home, retiring right here, right now.
Just drove right off, didn't even get out of the car.
What a shame.
Oh, yeah.
Bottas. What are the battles still remaining in the championship? Like, what are the ones that are still can be decided in the last?
Do some Googling.
Yeah,
we can't retain information.
I'll come back to you.
Let's have a look.
I'll come back to you with it.
Can't retain information in my brain. That's what the computer's for.
Look at the standings. Perez and Charles are within.
God, that's 2 points.
Oh, interesting.
That's actually
that'd be quite big for Perez to get second.
Yeah.
Vice world champ. George is a bit further back.
Emily, what's it like in Australia then? Like in terms of like F1 and stuff like that?
I mean, people are pretty crazy about it right now. It's awesome. like last couple of years has been everyone wants to talk about it. I grew up near Albert Park. Like I went to school around the corner.
Cool.
And everyone used to hate it because it's like loud and you can't walk the dog in the park for like 2 weeks because it's closed. And everyone used to complain about it at school. And now all of those same people who are complaining about it are like, wow, how exciting is it, this drama? And they go to the race and it's very funny.
Was it the kind of Drive to Survive effect, basically? This is what we were talking about earlier.
I think so. Yeah, it's now cool to watch it. It's no longer... I feel like in Australia as well, we have that kind of like... People think of Bathurst and Vogans driving supercars, and F1 gets lumped in with that. And people kind of... It's like, oh, there's no skill to it. They're just going around in circles. And
oh, wow.
People have that kind of idea in their head. Yeah, exactly. So...
literally the hardest.
Yeah. They're better now, so it's all good.
I should do F1 round Bathurst.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
That track is ridiculous.
I feel like they'd do it once. And only once.
Yeah, I done that little section on top of the hill would work in a car.
Don't.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
Just bottom out and just go straight on.
So we've got a radio message for Lando that's going to be coming up. Okay. Now is the time to use it. Come on, Lando. Actually, Pipsicle One says, also, how long has it been since we got this far into a race with no retirements? That's a very good point.
Oh, you just jinxed someone.
Now you've said
Wait,
that.
no.
Someone's in a
We
wall.
ruined it now.
Somebody's cursed it.
I feel like you started the curse. I'm just extending it and making it worse.
Who was it in Bahrain? You completely ended them.
Oh.
Was it one of the Ferraris?
I'm sorry, the stalker.
Might have been the Red.
Someone. Or a Red Bull.
It might have been the
They
Red Bull.
literally
Maybe Perez when
retired
it's just
2
cut
laps
out.
later after you said it.
Did anyone pick up on that message from Russell? I missed it. I think that I don't know. I can't.
No, I missed it.
Anyone in the chat, if you could fill me in, I would be massively
I feel like
grateful.
we're one functioning F1 mind if we all pool our
If we all
resources
put together, yeah.
Like,
That's you included, chat.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Ricardo is hauling at the moment, which is awesome. He's like half the gap to Norris.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah.
Yeah, he's got those fresh softs on, doing bits. He'll probably be able to get them to the end, to be honest. Well, yeah. Easily. Here we go. Drop out some power. Watch him do the fastest lap of the race now.
They're just saying now if he stays where he is, he'll be ahead of Sainz in the standings and close to Russell.
Yeah, Lewis has kind of pulled it round.
Yeah, these last few.
Is Verstappen going to have to stop again? Or can he get the mediums to the end?
Because some of them have been going really long, like
Yeah,
the softs.
I need to know when he's boxed.
Because surely if he's going to do it, though, he boxed probably now or a couple of laps ago to get the most out of the softs.
So he's got 24 laps on them already.
Because you might, even if he whacked on softs now, you think he's just bright breezing past Russell, Perez, and Lewis.
Yeah.
So I think he
Just
must be
hasn't got
going
a
at the
big
end. If he
enough
hasn't
gap though, he won't be catching what? How far's 15 seconds he'd need to catch Lewis. That's a task.
Yeah. So do you think he's locked in going at the end on
Wheeling out Martin Garrix.
Yeah, saw that.
I mean, he could go to the end.
It's our only hope of any excitement. It's just something at the end here with these. Oh, cool. Actually, I tell a lie. Daniel's flying.
Go
he is
on,
all over
go
the
on,
back of
Danny.
Sonoda.
Yeah,
Go on,
he's there.
Danny. Come on. Oof. Come on.
Does he get him? Does he get him?
Come on, come on, come on.
No.
Oh. Come on.
Drama.
Okay, you have to wait for a minute, Max.
I'm waiting for the start.
Oh, we got a radio message coming in. Oh, car's
Will
fine.
spin down
This
the
means
inside.
nothing to you, Max.
Oh,
nothing to you.
yeah.
Now it does.
What's on? Oh,
What do you
Yuki
think?
as well.
That might be
Yuki. That's finished. You're out here.
the AlphaTauri.
Oh
A
no.
lot
trouble
of
for
bits,
that.
a lot of grip just flew off that car. I don't know if he's going to get away with that, sadly.
Yeah.
When you send a car flying, I don't know if they allow that.
Mm-mm.
It's a big hole in the side of his car as well.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, normally in driver's briefing, they say, like, you can't send the other guy flying off the
Is
track.
that like number one?
Yeah.
Number one.
Yeah.
It's frowned upon. It's frowned upon.
I'm good that you brought that up. I wasn't
Send
sure.
someone in the air and put a hole in their car. Yeah, see, who said no one's retired? You jinxed it. This is what you did to
Literally
Yuki.
within 2 laps.
You did that to Yuki. Who was it?
Chat. I was reading chat. But also I didn't say it out loud.
You've cursed us. You've
You
cursed us.
said
He
you
might
wanted
not be
excitement,
retired.
So
He might
we
not be
jinxed
retired.
it for some excitement.
They're just doing a full car rebuild in this pit stop.
Oh man. Okay, let's take a look. We got a replay.
Or have they dragged
Take a
him
new
in?
chassis. Yeah.
Ooh.
Please stay out.
Yeah, I think that's.
No. Okay, he's out.
Wow, from the top angle, it doesn't look that bad compared to how it looked when it was from like cockpit.
He just needed to release the brake, just going harder. Just get wheel to wheel and then door him off the road.
Yeah, it was kind of
Don't do
not
that.
really in there enough. I mean, Yuki could have also given a bit, but
I think it was Yuki's corner.
Oof.
yeah, you.
Oh yeah, big old.
Let
gap
me
in
see
the, in
here.
the side pod.
I just don't know with this. He was going in, he would have made it round that tight second right, and I don't know. Yeah, Tsunoda was entitled. Oh well, things happen.
So Lewis radioing in asking if he's on the wrong tyre. I'm saying, shit.
He's actually on Michelin's by accident.
Stop. How are you on lap 54?
Starker's in the future. What's it like in the future? Is it better?
Our
Worse?
graphic is.
It's lap 50.
Yeah, what's going on there?
It's actually just Cory's stream from Alabama.
Oh, Ashley predicted that was going to happen. DNF. But, you know, maybe we just
Ashley,
needed
you
to...
can't do that to Yuki.
But if you'd like to do it to some other drivers to make the race more entertaining, feel free. Feel free.
Yeah,
actually.
can you do
Jinx
that
some
again,
stuff.
actually?
Yeah.
Now.
Someone make an outrageous prediction and let's see if
Keep
it
them
happens.
safe, though. A safe prediction.
Yes, safe
A
predictions.
safe.
Yeah.
Let's have a
safe
safety
retirement.
car.
Casual
safe
chaos,
safety
please. Casual chaos. Jamie's also on lap 54.
Yeah, he's getting investigated.
Yeah.
It's
Okay,
a good
so we've got...
fight for like 13th or something. Sorry.
Oh no, that's right. We've got a little game we want to play with you now, which is called Guess Who Tweeted It.
Oh, no.
So we're going to bring some stuff up on the screen and let's see. Although I keep pausing. No, all right, let's do the game. I can't. Right. Best ideas always come from the shout. Who do we think tweeted that?
Oh, it's quite open. Many
What
people
is
shower.
us? Sorry.
It's out of us.
Or
no,
who?
this is everybody, right?
What? This is everybody who's
Just
tweeted
in the
ever.
whole
What do you mean,
world.
everyone?
Yeah, in the whole world. I don't know.
The chance of getting that right is not great, is it?
Yeah, we got.
I'm
gonna say Max.
I feel like I've. No, I don't. I don't know who. If it's every.
I think it's just out of
then...
us.
Yeah.
No, it's just out of us. I think.
So one of
I've
us
never
has tweeted
that
this.
in my life.
Might be me, you know. It might be me.
I think
it
might
going
be
with
me.
me. Should we go with Will?
I'm going Will.
Is that correct?
I don't even know what I would have.
Thank you,
Well,
McLaren. I would like you to be
alright.
careful.
25th. Wait a minute. No one said
Wait,
they were going
hold on.
backwards
Do you know what it
into
was?
tweets.
I came up.
Wait a
I came up
minute.
with the name
Wait a
WillNE
minute.
in the shower.
It's doing numbers.
Really?
That one.
Yeah, because my name is WillNE. So if you say it fast, it's WillNE. But then also NE
WillNE.
for Newcastle. Genius
I
boys. The
see.
shower 2015 me was on it.
Okay, so we got a radio message. Yeah, 10-second penalty.
Oh dear.
Oh, Danny.
He's actually not going to lose any positions from that. I just
Oh
realized.
yeah.
No, he's
if
not.
it stays
We'll
as
take
is,
that.
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Max. It has to be Max.
Well deserved.
what?
Curry, methinks, and beer, possibly cake after who
This
knows
is-
where
No.
the evening
Screams
may take
2011.
me.
That is
This screams
definitely not me.
2011.
Oh God.
I would
Methinks,
never,
yeah.
there's No, if that is me, then someone's edited that to be me.
Julia, do you remember this?
I think it might be me. I say methinks a lot, like a twat.
Just feels like
Never
a
said
Julia tweet. Yeah.
Methinks.
2009.
2009.
Yeah.
Come on,
All right. Fair
guys.
enough then. We'll let you off on
on,
2009.
guys.
2009.
Oh no, this is so cringe. Ugh. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
let's stop that game here. Thank you very much.
Wait, we haven't finished them all yet, but also I'm gonna go
Stop
just do
that
that thing,
game.
you know, when you delete all your tweets from like.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that now. I think it's a good plan. All right, the next one.
Please don't be me.
Oh,
Please.
no.
Not me.
That cannot be me. That cannot
That's
be me.
probably me, because I've tweeted the old TV broadcast down here from like 2010 or something. Is it?
We didn't sign up for this, McLaren. This
Yeah,
is
it's gotta
harsh.
be.
Yeah,
This
can I
is
just say,
harsh.
Oh my God.
this was not an approved thing.
I was like in year
I
12 or
wonder
something.
what the next tweet. I wonder who's that.
Oh, whose is the next one then?
There's no way I've tweeted.
Max, was there a picture
No.
attached to that?
There's no way. I'll be really shocked.
Were you
That's gotta be
tips?
Will.
What was going on?
No, that has to be Will.
That can't be me.
Let's
It's
find out.
definitely
Please tell
not
me
me.
that's not me.
It's not.
Oh,
Oh, Emily!
what? You were very square.
Whoa.
That's also 2013. It's a long time.
I was out of control in 2013, it turns out. I have
Apparently
no memory
so.
of any of this. This is great.
It's probably because you were
I didn't really
drunk
use
and
Twitter
naked.
when
I don't
was a lot
know.
younger,
Yeah.
so.
Emily, what were you doing with your time?
I don't know.
wandering around
Was that
nude?
tweet past midnight? I can't remember. Like, anyway.
Wow. Do we
Wild
have any
times.
more? Oh, here we go.
Oh, that could be me.
That,
I
yeah.
think that might be me.
And let's find out.
When I got involved in the Euros,
Come
you
on.
know.
There you,
There you
go.
go. See,
Come on.
you won't get any 09 tweets from me. I wasn't on Twitter back then, so I'm safe of all that.
No.
No cringe
Okay.
from me. Sorry, guys.
Right. Well, you
There
know what?
might be,
Screw
I might
you.
regret
Can we just have a
saying
live
that.
feed of Julia's tweets from 2009?
No,
I would
please
love to
don't.
see
Yeah.
that.
I'm gonna delete
Curry
everything now.
meetings.
So embarrassing. Okay, I think that's enough tweets. I really. How expensive is
Yeah.
that Twitter delete thing? Is it expensive? Oh my
Why are those
days.
medium
Go get
tires
Bottas.
just invincible?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Why just have a little bit of dig? Just a small, a
Wait,
smidge.
did anyone in the chat jinx anything that we need to watch out for?
Oh
What was
yeah,
that?
Ashley, who did you call retirement number 2 or number 3?
I like how we're getting the live radio calls. That's very cute.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's
it's
cool,
great.
huh? Oh, Bottas. Okay, and we've got our Lando radio coming up. Oh, okay, Lando, we made this hard for you. 13 laps running, give it everything. Come on, let's see it. Oh, what's Ham saying?
Perez is still just stuck behind Lewis.
Yeah, in the 1.6s.
Yeah.
They're still encouraging Max. They're encouraging Max to take more out of the tyre. He is cruising.
Wow.
I know, 12 seconds ahead.
They're saying lean on it more if you want. My word.
Can I ask about a
Yeah, I think
potentially
Max will be
really...
pretty chilled.
Oh, sorry. Can I ask a potentially stupid question? Like the F1 feed is like the F1 feed. So like no matter where you are, if you're watching F1, it's the same, right? So you get like the same like drivers, messages and whatever, right? It's not different other places.
Yeah, the feed's all the same. Just different commentators, I guess.
Yeah, okay.
The leader's already lapped up to P8. No, it's not.
Yikes.
Oh, wow.
Oh. Lewis coming up at the back of Fernando. I don't think after this morning he'll be out of the way particularly quickly.
Have they talked to each other since that tweet drama, or has there been anything?
God knows.
No? Okay.
Probably going to hold
Danny
them up.
is rapid.
Target's Alonso just 6 ahead and has a problem.
He's slow down the straight. Oh, that's for Lando.
Yeah, because Daniel's got a 10-second as well now.
But even though, like...
I know, if Daniel didn't have that
Right?
penalty, it'd be good.
Great.
He would have had a great race, yeah.
Does seem like
P3 has just lapped P7.
Jesus. God, the pace on those softs is crazy.
He's done 35 laps on the medium. He's pulling away from Hamilton, who's on the hards and done less laps on the hards.
Wow.
That doesn't make sense.
So Danny just needs to get ahead of Ocon and just
Here we go.
gap as much as he can, right?
Come on, do it. Overtake him. Yeah.
His pace is looking good at the moment.
Oh.
Be nice to see that.
Alonso isn't happy on the radio.
I'm excited to hear this.
Perez now 3 seconds off the back of Lewis. Maybe his are starting to degrade a little bit, or he's just in traffic.
Why does he talk about the season?
Yeah. Go on.
Oh, he's made it through.
Yeah. So you guys, who would you vote for as driver of the day? Who'd be your call? What do you reckon?
It's quite a hard one, mind, isn't it? I'm not really seeing a huge amount of standouts. I mean, Bottas is doing well to run where he is, but he's kind of only just gone backwards.
Yeah.
You would be looking at Danny without that 10-second penalty.
For sure.
I think you'd probably just go and give it to Max. Like, it's such a there's no
I
errors.
think
just
Danny
league
without
of
the
his own.
penalty. But Max.
Emily? Yeah.
Like Lewis has done okay, but nothing too special. He's just kind of been chilling.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm reading this right, but Ricciardo is currently 3 seconds a lap quicker than Ocon. He just did a 1:22.8.
Well, he's
Ocon 1:26.1.
Yeah.
So that penalty might not end up meaning anything. Which,
Give him the odd
one lap, and
cappuccino.
drop them. Lando's currently 1.5 seconds quicker than them too, and Bottas is catching at a rate of knots. Rate of knots? Knots?
Whoa.
Knots.
Knots, yeah, knots. Rate of knocks is, yeah.
Yeah. Careful. Lewis is 0.4 quicker than Verstappen.
Oh.
Could we just have 30
It's going to
more
need to be a
laps,
lot faster than that.
I keep the faith, right? 8 more laps. Might say something. Russell's come back at Perez as well. That's crazy though. Like it almost feels like stopping on lap 50, whatever your strategy, and just whacking some softs on with this pace difference. Probably just would have sorted everybody out. Unless they're talking about problems for the Alpine's engines.
So, Joseph in the chat says, do you think Russell will pit for softs to go for fastest lap since Sainz is 30 seconds back?
I don't think he will. I think Perez is in reach on a tyre that's at risk of going off. He's currently a 3 or 4. Oh, he's 0.4 quicker than him on the last lap. I don't think there's any chance.
Does the fastest lap point count towards constructors as well?
Yes.
Does it? Cool. Is there like a constructors fight between Mercedes and Ferrari? I don't know.
Oh,
yeah.
I think it's maybe like 60, 70 points between them. It's probably
Yeah, it's quite close.
It's mainly I think it's mainly Charles that's holding the damage. They're holding Ferrari up. Oh, it's less than that. It is 53 points. Probably what 3-4 races to go, unless they have a howler. They're probably okay, right?
Yeah. They'll be all right, I think. Chat's saying something about Lando, so I think he's done something.
Come on.
I'm guessing he got
Come on.
off.
Whoosh. Yes.
Okay.
Ooh.
Someone's gone straight.
Oh, and Alonso's off as well.
Wait, what?
What?
Lando's got
Too many
Alonso.
different time frames.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So Lando's done the move, and you're saying Alonso's in the wall.
Literally
Yeah.
the same corner.
Yeah. But like not for anything, just off casually.
Oh, that all happened at once.
Yeah, it's all at the same time.
It's going to be a safety car. Come on.
Is this going to make the race exciting? It's also going to ruin Daniel
think it is
Ricciardo's
because-
race as well.
Yeah, this really could damage Daniel's race.
Oh, yeah.
because he's built a 6-second gap already.
It's a VSC.
Yeah.
So
But sometimes they do this,
happy.
so they bring out the actual car.
So Max is probably laughing then.
Radio for Lando coming in.
No pit for Lewis.
Yeah.
Alonso's fuming.
Stay out. Virtual service.
Russell though, surely.
Well, should. I mean, Max could as well. 15 seconds.
Yeah.
They will not risk that though.
Well, the Alpine
I
sort
think
of just
blew out of Alonso.
Yeah, exploded.
Oh, it does not sound good, right?
Oh,
that engine's done. Ouch.
yeah, he's not happy. God, it just must be so crushing, so late in the race. I don't know. I don't think
celebrating then.
Yeah, it did look a bit like
That's slow-mo.
Yeah.
But it was an angry. You can't see because the helmet's on.
He looks sad there, leaning on the barrier.
Yeah.
Then it's that sad moped ride back.
Oh. So yeah, Russell's having a bit of a dispute there over tyres.
Ooh, feisty from Russell on the radio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's lost a bit of time in that VSC as well, like a couple of seconds.
Wow, he's hitting the floor there hard, Bottas.
I think Danny's going to be fine without this penalty.
Yeah.
7 and
He's
a bit
doing
seconds.
great.
Yeah, if he can do this, then Danny's driver.
He's redeemed himself after, booping Tsunoda.
No bouncing.
Yeah, I don't think Yuki's going to vote him driver of the day. I don't know, though. Max is like making this look so easy what he's doing. It's
Yeah. But that's like
you just
his
kind
thing,
of forget.
right?
It was like when Lewis was winning everything. You just
Yeah.
take it for granted. You think, oh, it's just so easy for him. Like, oh, his car's fast, whatever. No. That's not easy to do that at all.
He's such a machine, though. It's incredible, kind of terrifying at the same time.
Yeah, he just gets in and does his straight away.
Three laps to go.
Oh, yeah.
Danny, 8.8 to Ocon.
Come on, Danny.
Really pulled it back, mind.
Yeah.
I think Danny's going to do it.
Yeah, come on, let's positive energy out there.
Come on.
Come on.
They're both
on,
in the
Danny.
points now as well.
Oh, okay, so we've got a tweet on screen. Oh,
Go Danny, Rick.
I'm not. Yeah.
That's what we want to see.
Positive
Positivity.
energy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this top three out finish last year as well? Or did Perez beat Lewis?
I think it was.
No, I think Lewis did beat him. I think it was the same top three.
Oh.
What I'm most looking forward to seeing is Perez's dad. Surely he's got to be on the podium. They've got to get him out. What a man.
Yeah, you're right. It was the same as
Really?
last year. Come on, Danny. Oh!
9.99. Looking like he's done it. Yeah, 10 seconds to Ocon.
Nice.
Only Max done that long on those medium.
Yeah.
Oh.
Apparently say Russell's in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense, right?
Yeah, he's got a big enough gap. He'll take that fastest lap away from Checo.
Max is still pulling the gap out the front.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's like the hards have gone off quicker than the mediums. Checo flying.
Oh.
Oh, he will set that record 14.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, if the level of partying they were having before the race is anything to go by, I just have this feeling that someone's going to end up like washed up on a beach with it in their underpants
Checo
somewhere.
just has to win this race once in his career. We just need it.
It has to happen. I want to see how the crowd reacts. That's a very good point. Like Danny got a 10-second, and then last week George only got a 5.
Just inconsistent, right?
Yeah. Inconsistency with that, I think. That's all.
He's just won it on my screen for Max.
Has he?
There you go.
Yeah,
Spoiler alert. Maybe not a spoiler. But
No, well, it's not really a spoiler, is it? But
really,
yeah.
probably not. No.
Like last
70 laps.
minute.
Yeah.
It's the
Ruined it
TV.
now.
Yeah. Wow.
Here he comes on
So,
the last corner.
Go
He's
on
done
then.
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go, Paris. I want to see the crowd. Show us the crowd. Show us the crowd.
And they go miles for P3.
Good effort from Lewis. Second.
Yeah,
Yeah, decent.
that was
P3.
great. And then
Points for
both
McLaren.
yeah, double points. Nice.
Good job, lads. And Danny kept that P7
Yeah.
solid drive.
Yeah. So, are you going to change your driver of the day then? Or are you all bouncing to Danny? Then?
Yeah, I'll give it to Danny. I think it's been a tough season for him, you know,
Good result.
from what he's used to and how good he is. So
Yeah.
it's nice to see him get a good result, solid race.
I have to stick
Yeah.
with Max. Absolutely good for his own.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard.
Boring
isn't it,
choice. It's a
Matt?
boring choice, but
Yeah, it's boring.
it's just
Come on,
something
mix
else.
it up.
Yeah. I can't lie.
You should lie.
Oh, here he goes. There we go.
Live.
It's from Danny. Cool beans. Very good call on strategy. Thank you.
Cool.
Cool beans indeed, Mr. Ricardo.
So what did he go? Did he just run the mediums as long as possible and then whack some softs on?
Uh,
I think so, right? He just put them on lap 40.
Yeah, I think so.
Is that right?
Crazy.
14 wins in one season.
26 laps on soft for Ricardo.
Seems
That
like that
was
was. I
impressive.
wonder if Hamilton would have been closer if they went for that strategy instead of going to
Oh,
hards.
no, we didn't really see any two-stoppers,
The
did we?
Mercs were really struggling on the hards.
Because
Really
Pirelli at
struggled.
the start were saying the want to do is soft, medium, medium. I don't think I saw anyone do it.
Yeah.
No. But Pirelli's strategies are always a bit...
Okay, so they want to continue with this really cringe and horrific game of Guess the Socials.
Oh, great. Good,
So
yeah.
that's
yeah.
fun. Fantastic.
Run it back. Julia
Let's-
Hardy tweets.
Oh, God, it's so cringe. All right, go on, let's just get it over with. Oh, well, it's got to be, that's got to be Will.
That's
We
gotta
know
be
this.
you,
We know the
Will.
answer to this
Me.
one. It's Will.
Huh? Come on.
Yeah.
I don't remember changing the tyre, though. But,
Nice.
you know.
Well, you didn't die or crash, so you probably all did well.
Yeah. You fear Jazz, you fear its lack of rules. Oh, Julia, that stinks of you.
That feels.
That stinks
Yeah.
of you.
Oh, it's a Mighty Boosh line.
Oh, is it?
You fear Jazz. You fear its lack of rules. Okay, that's less
In
cringe.
2019, you're tweeting about the Mighty Bush.
I don't know. Okay, this could be me, but I don't think it is.
Definitely not me.
Emily?
Emily.
I'm.
that
A lot of
you?
my
Yeah.
Twitter is just used for
hope
racing,
not.
so I haven't got many crackers.
It's either. Yeah. I'm
It
gonna say
might-
Julia.
It might be me, but
Go on, Emily.
I
Please
feel like
just tell us.
Oh my god.
Oh
How
my
come
gosh.
your guys are from like 2019 and mine are from like literally 2012? This is very
Yeah.
unfair.
Who's scrolling
That's not
through
fair
that?
at all.
So, yes, Danny Rick is driver of the day. Yes.
I like the F1 theme tune by the mariachi.
Yeah.
Right,
Is that
it's
how you
cool.
say it?
Way better.
It's really
Way
good.
better.
Way better. Way better. Look at him. God, Danny Rick, driver of the day. Get in.
Come on.
Huge.
Yeah,
Nice.
boy.
Boom.
Nice to see.
Yeah, that was superb. 24% of the vote.
Is that Red Bull not on the podium? Or are they wheeling it up? I want to see it go up. Where's the? Please tell me they've still got the lift. There he
I don't know if
is.
they got rid of that. Did they do it?
Checo's dad.
Oh,
He's a legend.
look at
Absolute
him.
hero.
I love the people allowed in Parc Ferme, like photographers, FIA people, and Checo's dad as well. Like,
National treasure at this point, surely.
yeah.
He is.
Can you hear him? Checo, Checo.
Oh yes. Oh wait, no.
What?
I thought they were wheeling the cars towards the lifty up bit.
Oh.
Oh, they are. They are. Go on, get it. Go on, get it up.
Well, those two cars are going back to the pits, but
We've got a tweet. We're going to pop up on the screen from McLaren Doggo. Woohoo, double points. Nice work.
Nice. When was the last time we had double points? Like, a hot minute?
Yeah.
yeah.
That's just waving. You see that? I'm very excited to when he gets the mic, when Checo gets the mic. Aww. Like, Checo. Oh.
Yeah, if he didn't have that 5-second stop, he probably would have got Lewis at the end. 2 or 3 seconds. Especially if you think it was just what he needed to be in DRS. And as soon as he hits that, he would have been flying.
The kid's just mesmerized.
Yeah. It's lots of people.
Yeah.
How expensive is it to get a ticket in that stadium? I think that would be really cool as an experience.
I'm not sure.
They're like, yes, stupid English. Stop speaking it. Checo, Checo. Wow. Will, have you ever had a whole group of people shouting your name at you?
Oh, every week, Julia, when I go
All
to the
the
shops.
time?
Honestly, my local
outside?
Sainsbury's, it pops off.
Is it?
Honestly, I pick my meal deal and people are going, come on, lad, come on, every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
That must be such a weird thing. Well, okay, that's it, everybody. Thank you so much for watching with the McLaren Shadow Watch Along with us. We've had a really, really lovely time. And we didn't totally jinx it. It was pretty spicy, a little bit of extra excitement towards the end there. Big thank you to Max, Emily, and Will for joining us. Any final thoughts quickly, guys, before we go?
Let's move on.
No.
Next race, as soon as possible.
Yeah,
I'll never watch one with Max ever again.
Yeah,
good
we're
result.
done. I don't
good
ever
result.
see Will
That's
again.
Good result. Yeah.
We don't want Brazil.
All right. Well, look,
No,
thank
it's
you
a
so
good
much for
result
joining us.
McLaren, so.
Yeah, it's some great stuff for McLaren. Loved having you here, and we will hopefully see you at the next one. Thanks for staying with us. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.